No, I think overall it's good. There's some debate we're going to have on a few of the items, but we've said all along, will it cut taxes? Will it simplify the code? And probably most importantly, will it be conducive to leading to economic growth and job creation? We think the answers to those questions are by and large yes. So this is a good plan and needs some refinement, but that's why you have a debate in Congress, and we'll move forward from here.
Congressman, over the years, though, you have talked about not wanting to leave your children and grandchildren with more debt. Depending on how you read the numbers, this plan would leave you with about $1.5 trillion.
No, you don't pay for tax cuts, you pay for spending. Look, this whole revenue neutral mindset that dominates in Washington with some of our folks is a fancy way of saying we're going to keep the tax burden the same, we're just going to shift around who pays what. And in that scenario, what always happens is the connected class wins, but middle class families lose. So what we should focus on is just designing a good tax code so we get the kind of growth we need to help us deal with the $20 trillion debt. And then let's be Republicans. Let's actually tackle the spending problem. I've just never adopted this premise that letting you keep more of your money is somehow a cost to the government. It's not. It's your money. So let's just design a good tax code that does those three things I said. Cuts taxes, simplifies the code, and leads to economic growth.
So take us inside the room, though. Where do you see the fault lines, if you will, in terms of how this gets negotiated out over the next several weeks, if not much longer? I should tell you that our last panel, at least some of them suggested that this would not happen in 2017, rather, but would push to next year.
I think it does happen. I mean, part of it is just pure politics. I mean, think about it. Republicans haven't repealed Obamacare yet, haven't cut taxes yet, haven't started construction on the border security wall, but there has been an increase in spending, and some Republicans are talking about bailing out health insurance companies. Some Republicans are talking about amnesty. I mean, if that's our record, that's just not good. So I think members understand, particularly some of the senators who didn't get the Obamacare legislation done. I think they understand that it's time to get this tax reform done because it's one of those key things we told the American people we were going to accomplish. So I'm optimistic. You're American. You have to be optimistic.
What element, though, is the third rail? How do you see this state and local deduction panning out?
Right now, the sort of compromise position is you're going to allow it for a certain amount on local property taxes. That seems to be an area that's getting some buy-in. But again, the states that are most impacted by the state and local, there aren't as many Republicans there as are in the rest of the country. I think we can figure something out that helps those folks in New York and New Jersey and gets to an ultimate plan. Again, I always say this. When I was a kid, my dad would sometimes have that come to Jesus meeting with my brother and I when we were in trouble. I think some senators, some members of Congress, after the fact that we haven't passed a repeal of Obamacare yet, have sort of had that meeting with their constituents and understand we better get this done because this is what we told the American people we were going to do.
Yeah, but Congressman, those New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, California congressmen are going to have to tell their constituents that they're going to have to be prepared to pay more money.
But they're also going to be able to tell them, look, the corporate rate's down, which is good for job growth. The personal rates are down. You're going to get a tax cut. Overall, for middle-class families, they're going to get a tax break. So you got to look at the overall picture. If you just focus in on one thing, there are lots of single items I'd like to change, too.
That every constituent is going to be trying to figure out what this means for their own tax code, for their own tax purposes, what it means for their own tax
That's why we need the app. That's why we need the app so they can plug in the numbers. They can look down and say, wow, I'm actually going to be able to keep more of my money. That's a good thing for me and my family. That's a good thing for the American economy. And when they're able to do that, I think some of them are going to get on the phone and say, hey, you've said, Democrat Senator, you've said you're against this plan. Why won't you be for it? It's actually going to let me keep more of my money.
Is still in there. How come carried interest didn't get taken out like the president had said he would like to see happen?
I think there's going to be a debate on that. There's going to be a debate on lots of issues over the next couple of weeks. But my perception is the overall plan is good, moves in the right direction. We're going to fight for some changes, and we're going to have the debate like you're supposed to in Congress. But in the end, I think we get this done for the American people.
Okay.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.